Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat, joined briefly by Dolly. We also have the Ollie resting very comfortably right next to me, right over with his foot over the piano. Yeah, it's your footsies. Yes, yes, bite, you bite. You're a biter. Yes, you're a biter. That you are. You're a biter. Alright, so we need to get directly into the game today because there's just so much that we need to talk about going into today's Factorio playthrough. Factorio Sea Block streams. That is. Um, yeah. Where to start? Well, where we should start is last time we met. Last time we met, by the end of the stream, we had purple and pink science. I have all of those techs now. And as a result of being able to have purple and pink science, purple in particular, I was able to unlock the remainder of the module techs so that we can get level 8 modules. That's all well and good. I have, in between last time and this time, done... Thank you, Ollie, for the musical interlude. I have done what I like to call entity reduction strats. Now, I don't have the level 8 modules yet, so I am restricted a little bit by the level 5s, rather than the level 8s, as well as beacon level 2s. I cannot get beacon level 3s until after I make the next level of circuit, which isn't going to be until after I get into my utility science, actually. But there are many other things that I have also done besides just general entity reduction strats using the power of speed modules in particular, as well as the other stuffs. So I've expanded the mall by adding a little extra train station right up here. I'm in need of many things coming into the mall, and this will ideally be enough to cover the rest of the things that I need here in my mall. I also expanded out and have transitioned to the purple tier of basically everything at this point. Everything that I have access to at purple tier. A few yellow, and yeah, a few greens here and there, like this little guy right here, little all corner, excuse me, uh, storage, fluid storage container. Tank, that's a word. I'm also making nitinol pipes. Thank you, technology, for unlocking nitinol pipes. I already had made nitinol. I have the turbo inserters, stack inserters plus filter inserters. I have medium pull 4s, because these are simply gilded wires and nitinol. In order to make these, they're not too difficult to get these wires. I could also get the green big power poles, but I don't see too much of a need for that. In order to get substation 4s, though, the green level substations, I will need the black circuits, so a little bit limited by that as well. I also set these up, the purple level boilers plus steam engines, and gosh, there was a whole cycle I went through off screen where I designed a charcoal pellet setup that was able to, in one of my individual squares, provide something along the lines of over 3 gigawatts of power within the bounds of a single square in my base. And I used that, but then I also had sufficient small solar panel level 3s, the max level of the small solar panels, and have transitioned to using exclusively solar, just as another one of those small things to try and improve performance, rather than have all of those steam engines and the infrastructure to feed the steam engines. So I have a lot more solar panels at this point placed, and a lot of the accumulators as well. These basic high capacity accumulators, which I have done the math for the ratio on solar panels to accumulators, and I now have enough accumulators to provide the base with power if at my maximum usage. Well, what's the maximum usage for this? It's 70% of 101,000 times 60 kilowatts. It ends up being about 4.2 gigawatts. Slightly more than 4.2 gigawatts is my max sustained power over the course of an entire day. That's a bit of power. It's about half a gigawatt per square that I have, and I need extra accumulators outside of that. It's 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 a lot of space, but you know what? We'll go with it for this playthrough. Now, I could upgrade my accumulators. There are additional ranks to these accumulators that I could get if I had the batteries. That is going to be on the agenda relatively soon. Getting into lithium-ion batteries and into silver-zinc batteries. That needs to happen eventually. Now, just to scroll out a bit to show you, oh hey, we've got lots of power and accumulators in all of these various spots around the base. There's a few things I want to note around the base as we get into things. Perhaps the one of the most noticeable differences will be down here at meat and spores, where originally I had over 330 fish farms producing the Levac fish. I had over 330 fish farms. I now have 3. And like 97, 92 beacons. So for a third, better than a third of the entity count, I have the equivalent output thanks to the power of speed modules at level 5, not even at level 8 yet. So yeah, that's probably the most drastic of things that's changed. I have not gone through the entire factory to muck about with that, and that's generally the theme thus far. The one extreme major project that I did was mineral sludge, along with sulfuric acid. So this right here, this unit that I have built that is repeated several times throughout the base right now, it produces 600 mineral sludge per second. Slightly more than that. Through the power of bacon. Level 2 bacon and level 5 modules, primarily. Part of it, about half of it, is the actual sludge itself, and the other part of it is the sulfuric acid. It's two things combined into one. It makes slightly more sulfuric acid than it needs. Whatever, don't really care. At this point, what I do know is that it does give 600 for each of these little things here. Sometimes I need 2 of them, sometimes I need more than that. I still need to go through each of my various metal production areas to do more entity reduction with beacons on those, but ideally we'll have level 8 beacons when I get to do that. So see over here, I have 2 of these, making a full pipe of throughput worth of sludge for these solder coils down here. I have, again, a double setup for the gilded wires. I have a single for the gold plates, etc, etc, etc. Down here, I haven't added it yet. I have a different build that I think we showed I had last time. I think I had this last time. The thing about this setup here, each one of these little lines produces 100 sludge, is that you need sulfuric acid brought in separately. It does not make that on site. So the new build is slightly larger, but it doesn't need any input whatsoever. Slightly, like, wider. It's fewer overall entities than 6 of these. But yeah, I'm just switching out to this in most spots at this point, wherever I feel like doing so. I also added silicon nitride off-screen. We've seen silicon carbide making grinding wheels. We did this together on stream a while back to get into the grinding stones. Silicon nitride I needed to get into ceramic stuff in the mall to get some upgraded items. So I did that. It is the same as silicon carbide, for the exception that it does not need carbon. It is otherwise identical. You need to process silicon into powder, and then it goes from powder plus nitrogen into silicon nitride. All you add is nitrogen instead of carbon, and woohoo! That's the big difference to get the silicon nitride. Who would have thought? Very, very, very simple change over there. As for other things throughout the base, I think that pretty much covers it. I added more Invar, just more Invar with entity reduction type strats, quote unquote, with beacon shenanigans, we could also call it. So I have a bit of Invar production now. How much is it again? It's how much Invar? How much how many Invar plates with productivity modules does 600 Invar molten make? Let's plop down one of these level 4 casting machines, set it to Invar, give it 3 productivity 5s, and then look at 600. 105. I'm making 105 Invar plates per second, up to. Trust me, we need it. For when we do the military science in particular. We need that Invar. It's absolutely required. I shall make great use of this Invar. The only other like metal type I've completely redone with all the beacons is copper. I guess also like the copper wire coils count as well, because I needed more coils while scaling up the circuits. I did a lot of circuit scaling. I've got a lot of red circuits, a lot of blue circuits, actually, thanks to a few well-placed beacons and getting all of the back-end stuff scaled up, too. Yeah. So this is a thing. So this is sulfuric acid. This is 3 of my sulfuric acid unit. It makes about 240 each, this little unit here. Just straight up of sulfuric acid. It's 600 wastewater per second being processed completely into sulfuric acid through all of this mess. Of course, times 3, getting fed into this. How much copper does this make? I don't even know. I wasn't paying much attention as to how much it makes. It's a lot. It's a lot. Ahem. At least 200. At least 200, if not closer to 300 plates per second. And think equivalent of that exact same thing, just with the copper coils as well. Down here. Copper wire coils. Ever so slightly different, but yeah. I think it's like 60 coils per second. 60 coils, 30 sheet coils for the plates. So wire coils, twice as many. And then, of course, full productivity uncoiling of those coils means infinity amounts of copper wire available throughout the base right now. I've also removed a few things at this point. The fuel stop has had a lot of all the steam power removed that was as part of the fuel stop. I've also changed the fuel stop to produce 12? I think it's 12 pellets per second. I don't know, it's whatever I get as pellets out of, like, net 60. charcoal for a second, because that's this build. This right here is my latest and greatest non-beacon based charcoal build, making use of electric recipe furnace 2s that have a whole bunch of module slots for productivity, and yeah, slightly more than 60 charcoal to feed back the CO2 to keep it going, but net 60 out, all gets converted into pellets, and that's my fuel stop now. And of course the equivalent build is used right here without the processing into pellets for general charcoal on the train network. However, I'm sort of I made a build. I made a thing for charcoal. It's here, this little thing. If I need just a trickle of charcoal on the line, I've got this that I can plop, and it's good as well. This will give plenty of charcoal if I need a little bit for like a fuel for a thing. Well, I think there's no possible way that I will be able to completely cover everything that I did off screen. Let me see. I have a few notes that I made that I hope that I've at least talked about a little bit. I mentioned the silicon nitride. Lubricant. We worked on a lubricant last time out of fish oil, and noticed that there was a step that gave base mineral oil as well. So all I've done is I've set it up so that it's always moving and voiding excess of each, and I put the base mineral oil onto the train network along with the lube. So excess lube and excess base mineral oil get voided just to keep the system going so that we always have both of those things. That's pretty much it, I think. I've mentioned sludge, sulfuric acid, sulfuric waste. I've mentioned the thing about the power. Plans. I've looked at... Oh yeah, so it's like 60 of these, however much that makes. I've looked at this, and I am not amused. What is this? This is the level 6 the Mark 6 energy shield, which we need 600 of these in order to make one of the parts for the spaceship in space extension. The thing about this is we're going to need a few alien sciences. Just a few alien sciences. And the problem with these alien sciences is that there's absolutely no step whatsoever in the entire process to make these alien sciences that takes productivity modules, or these alien artifacts specifically. Maybe the science packs themselves can, but the artifacts, no. Not in any step at all along the entire line does anything involving alien artifacts take productivity, with the key exception of the cut gemstones. Not polished, cut gemstones. They take productivity, but nothing else. Nothing else. And I am very, very sad that nothing else for these artifacts can be productive. Like, come on. A small artifact into a full-sized artifact really seems like it would be a productive process. Slash, the pre-artifact into the small artifact really seems like it should be a productive process. It is not. Making of all of this paste, these various types of paste, seems like it should be a productive process. It is not. So I'm going to go ahead and do the thing with the that I have done thus far with all the stuff involved with the Angel's bioprocessing, which I'm pretty sure that this is a spin-off of bioprocessing, although it is added in Bob's Enemies mod. It gets changed by Angel's refining to do these artifacts. I am going to blame King Arthur for all of this, specifically the fact that none of it takes productivity. So what I'm saying is I'm going to put all of the blame on King Arthur, even though I know that he's just one of many people who have worked on all of this stuff. Specifically, I know worked on the whole biter shenanigans to get into the Bob's modules, but yeah. Yeah, what makes you think it's an intermediate step? Oh, I don't know, maybe the fact that it's not used for anything else. That it's not an end product. If it's not an end product, it is by definition an intermediate product. If it is not something that can be plopped down or spent, it is an intermediate. That's how I define intermediates. Is if it can't be plonked on the map as an entity and not just dropped or not directly spent as a science, although we can sort of ignore this guy because these are different. This is an intermediate used as a science, and science themselves is productive. So, yeah. If it's plonked, it's a final product. That's what I'll say. If it's plonked on the ground as a building of some description or used as a robot as part of the logistics system, it's a final product. If it's not any of that, it is an intermediate and it should take productivity. I have a very firm stance there. If it is not something I can place down that's a building or logistics item, it is an intermediate and it needs to take productivity. Anyway, that is, I think, enough of all of that for the moment. I need to get into level 8 modules. I want to do that as quickly as possible. Now, to do that, we need to start with big biters, then make the whatever the heck they're called. It's not logic boards, it's what? Processor boards? On this, the last one is processor boards. We need to make all 5 of these, at least 4 of them. 4 of them. And we need to actually set up the building of the modules themselves. But we have the power of beacons on our side. And off-screen, this tile right over here, this large square, there exists a provider chest that has 31 big biter queens that I got through the experimentation. This square is the former location of biter experimentation. I no longer needed it, so I deleted it. What did I do to get the big biters? What was the only real difference to get the big biters as opposed to the mediums? Fruit. Fruits. That was the only difference. And I used Zello Squash, which is not really any different from the other types of farming that we've done thus far. It is sand and fertilizer. And we've already seen how to make sand and fertilizer. I was already making the stuff for urea in this square. And compost is free. So, yeah, I did that to get the things. I would not ever recommend using fruits for anything because you always end up with this byproduct. In this case, cellulose fiber, which is a not that bad thing because you can void it by converting it to methanol, but it does add a lot. I know I've played a lot of Pyanodon's mods when I look at this word and my first thought, I read it as cotton gut or gut cotton. This is gun cotton, not to be confused with cotton guts. Hello, Ollie. Thank you for playing that wonderful symphony. There's Ollie. How's the boy? How's a pretty boy? How's my pretty boy? Oh, he's so pretty. I found his baby again. His baby was missing a couple of days. Not that long this time around. But I found his baby. He took it back to its resting spot. Quite literally under my bed. In the middle of the bed. Like, right dead center in the medium of a queen-size bed. Under the bed. Is where he takes his baby. And just leaves it. And forgets that it's there. So then it's the arduous process of reaching underneath the bed, trying to, reach to the middle of a queen. Great. Great. Just to get his baby. His chipmunk. He has a chipmunk. I don't know what Dolly's is. It's just her baby. It's the same thing, it's just not colored like a chipmunk. It's, colored like a lemur. It's black and white, like ringtail stripes on it. This is beautiful. Just over 300 fish farms, now 3. Anyway, so that's the queens, the initial set of queens process through the experimentation, or at least my explanation of what that was. And of course, I beaconed it to make it happen faster, and it happened pretty fast. I just need to get down here to pick up these queens. And a few of the regular ones, sure, why not? Hello. Hello, chest. Thank you for your queens. And a few of the big biters. Yeah, we did quite a lot of cycles of that. Big biters! I have a spot right here for you. It starts with a train station. Let's head on over. Get this train station online. Just like with the smalls, well, just like with the mediums, I guess I really should say. It is... Oh, come on. Really? Right. Oh well. It should be basically the same. It should be, in fact, so much the same that I'm just gonna copy-paste it from mediums. And these will be crystals. Ta-da! Yes, plonk all the stuff. Oh yeah, I'm no longer carrying these level 3 poles. Ah, and we can use... Whoops. Whoopsies. Yo, is there a redo button? Ahem. Anyway, I'm gonna run this over here. What did that do? That changed all of the inserters to purple and all of the buildings to purple. There you go. Not productive, right? Right. Why change it if it worked? And yeah, all the pipes are nitinol now. Probably get rid of that. Yep. I will bacon where appropriate. Names. Come, my glorious minions. So I am relying a lot on, well, exclusively on solar panels now, which means that there is a potential issue. If I draw more than 4.2.42 gigawatts, my base will die. Ish. How can I make my base draw over 4.2 gigawatts? It's exceedingly easy. All I have to do is tell my construction robots to go expand my base by placing more landfill. And magically, the base will start to want to consume over 6 gigawatts of power from all of those construction bots trying to charge at the same time. So, one of my to-do list items is to upgrade my robots and to, very specifically get into RTGs as quickly as I can to upgrade all of my bots to fusion robots, at which point they will no longer consume any power whatsoever when they are active. And in order to do that, I will need to get into the next level of batteries. Like, the next 2 levels of batteries, in particular, I haven't really looked at... Well, I know for the next bot level, I do need lithium-ion batteries. For the, Flying Robot Frame 3s. I need lithium-ion batteries. I am in no way, shape, or form even remotely worried about the plutonium, about the RTG materials. I should say, not even remotely, because by the time I get to the RTG materials, I am going to have level 8 modules and a heck of a lot of beacons, and it will happen instantaneously, and I will have plenty of all of it. Especially when it's all based off of uranium ore input, which comes from sludge. Yes, I do need lithium ions for science as well, for, this guy. Or do I? Do I need lithium ions? I do need lithium ions for this guy, so that's going to be its own factory making these lithium ions. And I have that set up over here, so that means I can just get rid of all of that. Yeah, these guys are a bit of a pain in the rear end. Just a slight pain, in terms of just the sheer volume of brown algae that they consume because of that lithia salt. It's a little painful. How much volume? Hey, Ollie, what are you doing? What are you doing grabbing me? What are you doing scratching? You wanna play? Yes, he's very playful. Ow. Ow. Hey. What are you doing over there? Alright, let's get all of this sorted to do the big fighter stuff. This is the zoos, so this will be big fighter zoos. Roughly equivalent to previously, for the exception that these take modules. Yeah, that adds 200%, doesn't it? It adds a bit. We're going to be able to produce a lot of these. I definitely have the modules for this. That is not a thing to worry about. And I definitely have the pulp for this. If I need the meat, I'll get the meat. You are the hatching step. None of this is productive, sadly. Alright, filters. Large biter, or big biter, I should say, and then the raw crystal. Oh, I didn't upgrade you to purples. It won't matter much. What is my primary meat source? I do have meat trains, yes. I showed my primary meat source, actually. My primary meat source was Levac fish, remember? And remember how I had over 300 fish farms for Levac fish? Well, now I have 3. I had over 330 fish farms doing Levac fish for meat. And now I have 3. Surrounded by 92 total beacon level 2s. But, yeah. Just, equivalent to over 300. And if I need more, I can keep adding additional thingies. If I need twice as many, well, that's as simple as that. If I need twice as much, I can do that. I will need to adjust this. And these, but hey, it's not that hard to get the meat. I'm not worried about the meat. That's the easy part. Anyway, you. There. Gotta keep on transitioning all of these recipes over. Whoopsies. And just change which is which length here, and there we go. We are genuinely almost done with this build already. Because there's really no surprises. Right, you are the big fighters, and you are the queen. There is a filter splitter or 2 that I do need to change. I did that entity reduction thing off screen between last time and this time. Let's keep that all in mind. I don't have any filters. Interesting. There, you are a filter. Those. And then this needs to be big eggs and big queens. Yeah, I did a lot off screen between last time and this time, just so that we are completely on the same page with using beacons to reduce things. So you are, in fact, those, and you are definitely not meat, and remain as such. Alright. I think everything got at least 2 modules, which means that everything has been multiplied by a factor of 3. Plus 200%. So each one is the equivalent of 3 things. Now we just need to bring all of the inputs in, and I think that's it. That's done. Kickstart this with queens. Ah, yes, you are that recipes. The main difference here is that the odds of getting the queens back are a lot lower. They are 1% of getting an extra queen. As well as a 1% of losing said queen. But you have a 50... Let's see, you have a 50% chance of getting 2 eggs. 1% chance of losing a queen. And then each egg has a 1% chance of giving you a queen. So that 50% followed by 1% is how you're gonna get extra queens out of this process, just so as we're clear. And yeah, it takes a very, very long time to queue itself up. I'm doing this way so that it's organically distributed. Cough, cough, organically distributed. Haha. Okay, you are at crystals. Nutrient pulp is here. You are meat at crystals. Bring me my meat. My glorious meat. You are spores at crystals. Beautiful alien spores. Calcium carbonate at crystals. Where is calcium carbonate? There you are. You are Blarg, so you are nothing. At crystals. That was what now? Hydrochloric acid. Yes, you are Blarg. Thou shalt be Blarg. Okay, how are we doing? We have meat down here. The meat is in. Just add hydrochloric acid. And there we go. We have our HCl. We have our alien bacteria. Processing into goo. Glorious goo. Beautiful, wonderful, glorious goo. Gotta love the goo. And alien processed meat. Going into here. Giving me big biters. And this processing into our first raw crystal shards. Huzzah! Give me a trade. You're gonna have 2 stacks. Sure, why not? S crystal. D crystals. Full cargo. Circuit condition. Ollie. Ollie, see something? Ollie, see something? Make him play the piano. Does he see something? Does he see something? Or does he just hear Dolly? Or does he hear the Dolly? I think just here's the dolly. Okay. You are good to go. Just need to assign the station to these crystals. Where are these crystals? Here. Beautiful. Glorious. D crystals. There we go. Ta-da! Excellent. Where did I have my locomotive? You? There. Thanks. Now that we have crystals at Big Biters, next up, I need to produce the processor boards. We need to convert said crystals into polished versions, and then make the next board types. I'm going to completely copy you. And plonk down you. And bring my locomotive over. The whole bunches of robots. Go, 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 my minions! My minions! The hell? I guess I didn't grab the whole thing. Ta-da! Alright, this time I can actually park. Now, the thing about this is that it will be different than the previous build. The reason for that is that this time we're going to need the addition of CPUs. So, ooh, that's right. I need to add additional thingies. Where are you? Here. Yeah. So this needs CPUs and integrated electronics. It does not need these. Of course, you are these, which are identical. In their recipe. Sure, why not? You need to die and change, because you need to be CPUs instead. One of the first times I think we're doing anything with the CPUs. Silicon nitride, silicon wafers, gilded wires, and sulfuric acid. Oh joy. Oh bliss. Why are you not close enough to do stuff with those? Why are those level 1s? There you go. Better. Better. Get that 0.75 distribution with glorious speed. With 4 modules. Oh boy, this is fun. Oh boy, yes, they must go fast. They must go fast. I need to add one for the gilded wires. Or do I still need solder, yes? Wait, whoops. I still need solder for you. This is fine. I need to uncoil gilded coils productively. I absolutely love these little electronics assembly machines. They add so much potential. I get 1.5 extra. I get. It's not 1.5. It's 1.5 extras, which means that I end up with a 2.5 multiplier. So rather than 4 into 16, that's 4 into 40. Generally. Rough equivalent. 4 into 40. So, yeah. Is good. Is good. Meaning I don't need as many of these buildings around. Okay, down here, this is all equivalent. This is going to require the most change. Whoops. None of this is productive, sadly. Whoops, that is the wrong thing. Blue. I said blue. I really hate that these are not productive processes down here for all the things. It's so sad. So very sad. Yeah. Ah, boy. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more. There's always more. Of course, there's always more. Oh, you. Yeah, go fast. Okay. I think I'm ready for inputs? Ish? Ish? So the gilded wires are only here. What do I have for you? I have an input from there, and those? I don't need those here. I need them here. Huh? So you split to there. So this is a plastic? Yeah, this is a plastic. Okay. That goes up to those, which is fine. That doesn't need to change at all. So what is the one thing I need to replace in this station? Oh no, I think I just need to add a thing to the station. I don't think there's a replacing. I need to add 2 things total. Ew. Do I not have an extra one? No. No, I do not. That is a little sad. Yeah, so I need to add a gilded coils and a silicon nitride. Right about there. Gee, who'd have thought there'd be power problems? There, enjoy your power. Okay, da-da. What is this line? This. Wafers. We're good. Hello, Ave. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. You've missed a bunch. I have big raw crystals. The big biters. They're flowing. They are in fact moving. Not excuse me? This entire time? Okay. So my big biters are looping slowly. I had about 30 queens to work with from experimentation. So yeah, they're going and doing their thing at this point. For as many buildings as they can occupy. I did the breeding off screen. I did all of that experimentation stuff off screen so that we could get directly into the module making today. That would have taken forever. That would have taken forever. Just like I also set up the silicon nitride factory off screen as well. It makes a few units. Just a few. Alright, I will need... I think everything else is all logisticized properly. Yeah, everything else is all proper, like. Just give me the sulfuric acid. Do I really want to bring in the sulfuric acid off the network when I have a build that can give me a bunch? Whatever. Yeah, so over time in that experimentation, I had let it run all the way, like, from, like, the beginning. And from the beginning, I had a ton of eggs. Uh, I had a few corrosive puffer eggs stored. I didn't really need to set up the fruit for the experimentation. I did it anyway, but yeah, I had already had several thousand corrosive eggs just stored up from other processes. It was a little crazy. You made a sulfur site from water scrubbing. Excellent. Here's my new sulfur. I made this between last time and this time. Where's the doohickey? It's there. Okay. Duh. why. Just why. Ta-da! And this little thingy makes 240 units per second each. And this little guy makes a whole bunch. A whole bunch. It's quite nifty. So I don't really need to bring this in by train when I can make it yourself. Make it myself here. Yeah, 240 is nice. It's about the, well, this layout is 600 per second of sulfuric wastewater out of that middle air scrubber. This air scrubber is scrubbing at the tick rate. It's, I think, as fast as it can go. I think it is, anyway. I don't remember. Is that the tick rate? This does its thing every 6 seconds? Oh, so then, no, I don't think it is the tick rate, but it is, pretty fast. It's 606 with all the stuff in. So that's really what I planned around, 606-ish. And that makes about 240, slightly more than 240. Sulfuric acid in the end just, you know, surrounded the thing. I can get more out once I get level 8 modules. Huzzah. We shall have more. There shall be more. You shall be deleted. You shall be changed to 4K. Set up as that. So it's not green algae, it's from scrubbing. It's from lime. It's from lime. The algae is only for the fuel for the blast furnace. This algae is only here for the fuel for the blast furnace. To make the lime. This is lime into sulfuric acid, basically, by doing scrubbing. Oh, it's you. Your tick rate. Right. Right. That's the thing. That's the limiter. Ahem. Yeah. So, it's good. He's good. Yeah, this is just like a random thing off the side. Like, this could be anything, anywhere. Just needs a little bit for the blast furnace. I wish there was an electric blast furnace. But that's not gonna happen, most likely, ever. Ever and ever. But, yeah, it makes a little bit. I still need another thingy. Whoops. What was the one I just changed? I am confused. You, yes. There you go. I need one more. Oh, hey. I added 2 down here. I only needed 1. You can die. I gave you an idea about making fuel from algae instead of coal. Yeah, for standard angels. Can help. can help. There you go. So I did a non-beacon charcoal build. It looks a little bit like this. Non-beacon based charcoal. Off of 10 level 3 algae farms with modules, level 5 modules in the whole thing. This single unit, this single line makes 60 charcoal net. I've got 3 of them here. So yeah, I have 180 charcoal per second over here being put on the thing. All the stuff that was over here has been deleted because of that little change. If I want to bring in charcoal by the network, chances are I won't anymore. What is this at? Module processor boards. Okay, silicon nitride. Where do you exist? Here. I may just be lazy and not change the names. Lubricant. Lubricant. We need lubricant. We need crystal slurry. We need... this is not shards. This is... crystals. This one is rhinestones. Fiberglass boards, which are... where? Fiberglass boards. Plastic. Oh. Ahem. What do you mean, no path? What? Ah. Yeah, that would help. Go. Ahem. Like, what do you mean, no path? There's a path? How do I dispose of the fermentation base when I make lube? Lube. Fermentation base is able to be converted into something else. What is that? I don't remember. It's not the acetone one. I made a mistake, actually, at the end of last time. There's 2 recipes that take in fermentation base. One is the acetic acid, the other is the ethanol. You want the ethanol because that can be directly burned. And the compost can compost into more compost. Less compost, actually. The compost composts to compost. Till you get nothing. Like the ash in the burner in Pyandon's mods. Acetic acid, unfortunately, does not have a void recipe for it. But the other one does. So that's how you get rid of the fermentation base. Okay, you are what now? Iron ore. you are being changed. You are R. Yes, compost can be composted in a composter, and it's like 5 units of compost to result in 1 unit of compost. This one is gilded coils at MPBs. The most recent mod stuff is going to be on my Discord, actually. Just so we're clear on that. I don't think... Have I put this... I have not put this series on my website at this point in time. It would be... It's on my Discord. There is a text file under Factorio string sharing on my Discord server that has the full... Or it has the list of mods, and then it has a list of modifications that I've talked about afterwards that I've made to the mods to get to this point. I mean, I don't really consider it a loophole. I think it's intended that that you can compost in a composter, 5 compost down to 1 compost. I think that's intentional for some of the stuff involving the farming. The website shows me as currently offline because the website is looking for Twitch and I am streaming on YouTube. I need to actually turn that thingy off. I need to remove that plugin completely. Because I don't stream on Twitch, I stream on YouTube. And I don't know if it looks for the right thing. If it can look for YouTube. This one's gilded coils, yes? Yes. Gilded coils. You are monosilicon. Whoops, that is not monosilicon. That is monosilicon. I'm not allowed to stream on both at the same time until my affiliate status on Twitch expires, if it expires. That is one downside. One downside of being on Twitch is that they do have a requirement that you are not allowed to stream simultaneously to any other platform if you are an affiliate or partner. So, essentially, they don't want you to make money off of them while streaming elsewhere. Which is a little dumb, but still. I just would rather not be in violation of a contract. Right, you are straight up gold plates. You are copper plates. There we go. I mean, even though it's been over a year since I last streamed on Twitch, I am still technically considered a Twitch affiliate. You get kicked out if you don't earn a payout in a 12-month period. Ish. And it's up to them. Oh, composting the compost is only available in Sea Block? Oh, that sucks. That sucks. No, that should be a thing. That should totally be a recipe that's part of the game. Like, what? That's in Angel's bioprocessing. That's really... Composting the compost is really only... Where's all the composting? Hello? Angel's Void. You. Where is the icon of compost? You. Ah, yeah, you are Sea Block. There it is. It shows it in the tooltip. It says Sea Block up there, not Angel's bioprocessing. Why? That's so dumb. That's so dumb. That should be part of Angel's. Like what? Yo, King Arthur, get on it. Get on that. That recipe needs to be in Angel's. Angel's bioprocessing needs it 100%. You need to be able to void compost by composting compost. Alright, what's wrong here? Iron ore. Why no iron ore? Huh? You? Ahem? Ahem? Oh. You know, it would help if, the sludge connected. I had sludge in here, alright, for a while, and then I apparently, had fully replaced it with this, and, yeah, wasn't thinking. Oh yeah, this. So this electrolyzer needs more than 1,200 units of, water in to do its thing, to make the slag. And, yeah. I think it needs 4,800 total per second, which is the equivalent of a pump. The problem is getting that much water in. So this is how you do it. I've got several water wells. Each well has 1,200 per second pump speed. They're able to pump the full 1,200 into a tank. And if the tank has multiple inputs, well then you can get the full throughput through that. And then in order to output it, you can use pumps to pump from tank to tank, and then into the final doohickey. So it's just one way to go about getting the fluid throughput that you need through there. Anyway, as soon as we get some iron ore online, because now it should be moving. Yes, there's the iron ore. There's the train. Are you going to come here first? No, you're going to go to red circuits first, sadly. But once we do get that iron online... Oopsies, I forgot this. Yeah, that's a filter that needs to change. Whoopsies. Any other filter need to change? No, I think we're good. Alright, so we are processing our crystals at this point. All of our crystals exist. They're good. What is with... Oh, I haven't brought the silicon nitride up yet. So that'll go here. There you go. Silicon nitride, and there's the CPUs. Beautiful and glorious. All we need is these processor boards that just need that ferric chloride solution. It needs the ore, iron ore, which should be coming in relatively soon. There it is. It's here, it's here. There's that, and there's my boards. I made another mistake. Those trains should not be sitting there. Ahem. Wait, what? That's productivity processor board. Pollution cleaning processor board. Efficiency processor board. Speed processor board. There you go. Flow freely. And that is all of the processor boards. How nice. We're technically not even halfway through the stream yet, and we are pretty much, as soon as we get all this on trains and have all the depots renamed and all of that, we will very soon be ready to actually get level 6, 7, and 8 modules. There we go. However, I am going to take a brief break here, I think. What's with the lack of reds? Huh? Reds? Would you, Why? Why you do this? Like, huh? I don't understand. How did you even get stuck? I don't know. It got stuck somehow. It's supposed to preferentially use these grinding stones. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But I'm going to take a brief break here. Get up, stretch legs. And I will be back in just a few minutes where we're going to wrap up these trains and get our modules. I will be back shortly. Welcome back. I have returned. I have Ollie's baby. I have Chipmunk. It's Chipmunk. It's here. Chipmunk today was under my bed. In the middle, underneath the bed. Queen-sized bed. So I had to get on my hands and knees to reach in and grab it. It's got a little pouch underneath it. Dolly's does too. They're the exact same type of toy in that regard. They're just different colors. And in this pouch, inside of the toy itself, there's a. This one has two that I shoved in there. Uh, Little hard balls of catnip. Hard catnip balls. They don't. I don't think he really goes for it for the catnip though. He's not that interested. But it's a toy. It's his favorite. It's Ollie's baby. It's Ollie's baby. It's his chipmunk. Wherever Ollie went, because he left. You probably heard him leaving. Anyway. So, we've got our boards, all four of the main board types, being made quite productively. Oh boy. Oh boy, you are not able to maintain throughput for all of this. That's just awesome. That's good. I would rather have that issue. Alright. 4 trains need to exist. They are going to be limited on their wagons. Ooh, get rid of that. Or shift C. Alright, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of those, get rid of all of those. What? Get rid of all of those. And those. That spare, and fuel. There you go. You are the PCPB SD full cargo circuit condition auto magically PB SD full cargo circuit condition and go. You there. You are the EPB SD full cargo circuit condition go. And you are the speed. SPB full cargo circuit condition go. CPB EPBB EPBB SPBB. Now we get to do this fun part. Up over in modules, we've got SPB, SPB, we've got EPB, EPB, and ECPB. Phew. Okay. All that being done, next, give me this here. Might not need the sulfuric acid part of that, but I will need pretty much everything else. I will also need the stuff for the... Oh, interesting. Alright, yeah, I will need the CPUs. So we need just a 6, a 7, and an 8 for what we need to look at here. Right, I need the emeralds and the topaz and the diamonds. As well as the silicon nitride and the... Oh god, this train station. This train station is massive! Because we need all 4 boards, we need the gold for the contacts, and the other stuff for the contacts. We need the stuff for the CPUs, the stuff for the integrated electronics. And solder. And transistors! And transistors! Oh boy! The level 8s also need transistors when the level 6, 7, and 6 don't! Ah, glorious. And of course, none of this is productive. So... yeah, it's all going to be based off of having a whole bunch of speed modules, as well as beacons around each one. Ideally. So all of this is outdated at this point, this whole design concept on the previous modules. Excuse me, but why is there a hole? Anyway. So I'm gonna need a, at least 4 additional stations? I'm just gonna place 4, even if I don't really need 4. Just a few additional stations online. Let's plop that. Just get everything. What? Oh. Just get everything powered! There we go. All powered up and ready to go. Okay, we need stuff. Thanks. We need one of these. Let me... That seems like a dumb idea. I still want proper spacing. Gosh. So, I'll adjust things as I go. You, you, you. You, you, you. You, 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 and you, and you. So, the interesting part here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we need a 9. Well, in this case, the 9 is the previous level of board. And that's probably not how I want that arranged, either. Ugh. How much stuff is shared between all? Because part of me is like, okay, you're gonna have this, right? Ideally. With all your speed modules and such. And bacon. Right? Like there is going to be bacon no matter what. There will be very glorious amounts of bacon around here. So, how do I want to arrange all these things? Or do I just want to use... yeah, it would be very easy with a local botnet, but I don't really want to use a local botnet either. Or I could do that. This will need at least one more tile. So how fast do you go with these wonderful beacons? .89. Just a few beacons. And do I want to really design with maximal beacon action in mind? Not really, no. It's like, do I really need a speed module a second? Not particularly, no. I don't need a module a second. I will not make 90 per second. I will not make a module per second. I don't want all the everything. Don't need all of the everything. This one is 8 inputs. This one is 7. These are worst case scenario for these pure modules. Just because they take an extra... Oh no, this one's worst case. This one's 3. So this guy's got 10 inputs at the end. 9 and 8. This one's worst case scenario. Gosh, it almost seems like it would be better to just have it like that in the middle. So, shared in all of this is solder, integrated electronics, and module contacts, right? And CPUs at the end. So, if I've got, say, a couple belts similar to this, not exactly equivalent. Whoops. Not exactly equivalent, but whoops. This is one belt. We could have something like this particular belt. In every spot. Yeah, this stuff, power is always going to be an issue. And each one can be something different one is one thing, one is another thing, and then we'll have a just a general single input there. And a general single input there. This will be fine. This will be fine. Everything will be fine. Don't need to worry about any of the spacing or any of that at this point. We'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. Get rid of all the extra loaders just so I have a better view on things. So one of these is going to be like solder and integrated electronics. The other is CPUs and module contacts, which leaves the boards, the processor boards, and the individual type of gemstone. Now, the gemstone is identical on these. The gemstone is identical on all of these. I should really use undergrounds. There we go. So, as mentioned, one of these, let's see, what do I want? At the very least, the gemstone, right? If I do a line here, this can be emeralds and topaz. Emeralds and topaz. I haven't done this yet. And we need the previous level of module, which will be brought in by robot. That will be the level 5s. Ooh. Oh. Hi. Yeah. That happens. That happens. So that's everything but the individual board types accounted for. The processor boards. You are gonna go off to the side there. I think I also need the level 6 of everything provided onto the network. That's gonna be tricky. Do I need the level 7? No. But I need the level 6. I need the level 6 because I need the, I think it's the portable fusion reactors? I need the portable fusion reactor Mark IV, for the fusion reactor for the space extension mod, which means I need level 8 modules, level 6, level 4. And that means siphoning. Not the pure ones, though. These 3 get siphoned. The pure productivity and pure speed I can have at level 8 exclusively. Yeah, so then it's just the boards. And the cool thing, I think the cool thing is that this being efficiency and speed, I can share an efficiency and speed here. Let me mark that as speed and efficiency with one of these. That one's a speed and efficiency. Just so I know. This takes a third with that pollution cleaning board. Makes it a little bit trickier. I still think I want to do this. But, we do have a pollution cleaning board that needs to come in. Or some other type of board. Productivity. Efficiency and pollution cleaning. Why it takes pollution cleaning, I don't know. That could be a pollution cleaning, I guess. Ta-da! It's pollution cleaning. It's the pollution cleaning board. Trust me. You are the pollution cleaning board. That's the only thing I need the pollution cleaning board as well for. Ahem. It works. It shall work. Yeah. And then the rest of this follows a similar procedure, just... Oops, wrong way, buddy. I am almost out of splitters. Huh? How is that possible? Da 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 do right there. And I think it's pretty obvious this one's speed. This one's efficiency. And this one is in fact productivity. And wouldn't you know it, but there's actually a lot of space here in between for a few beacons. Just a few, not too many. There's space for more once we get into the next rank of bacon. But for now, that'll do. Alright. I think... I do believe... that, I've done it. I do believe everything is good. If anyone is paying any attention to all of this shenaniganry, have I missed anything important? Diamonds here. I have missed the diamonds on the ends. And you need an input of the emerald and topaz. One side is topaz, the other side is emerald. Otherwise, yeah, I think I'm good. Huh? Oh. Oh. So that's diamonds. The polished diamonds. I think I've got a straight shot there. Diamonds. Ta-da. Okay. I think that covers it. I do, declare... We'll leave 2. 1. There you go. I do believe I'm finished with the grid. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful, right? It's beautiful. Better be beautiful. It better be beautiful. Okay. Now what? Well, now I need all of these inputs. Because we've got this guy here. Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done because I need to feed every other one of these. From one side with something. Alright, with something. And I need to feed every other of these guys with something else. And I can't do it from there. Great. Great job. A wonderful placement for you. that can go. Alright. Each of these is a different thing. 2 different things. So what do we got? We got all of the everything. We've got the need for... Where's my parts? Where's my parts? You. We need you. We need those. We need those. We need... Do we need gilded coils? No, we need the solder. We need solder from coils. All of this is productive. We need... a regular building to make the module contacts. Another productive process. We need tinned coils. Uncoiling. We do need gilded coil uncoiling. Ahem. We need monosilicon into wafers. Glorious, beautiful wafers. The wafers get used in all 3 of these steps, as well as tinned wire in 2 of them. Do I need the tinned wire up here at all? No. I need the solder. I think the solder and module contacts will go together. Cool. That'll be you going to everything. And then the other one going to everything is the integrated electronics. And CPUs. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to figure out my intent here. I think I am still missing one thing, the transistors here, but that can go on this line with the diamonds. Yeah, I think I'm just missing the diamonds. The extra item that's required here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. Okay. We're good. We're good. Trust me, we are in fact good. This is going to be this weirdness that, for whatever reason, the level 8s need the transistors. Like, why? Why do you need transistors? I'm actually gonna put them here. And the reason for that is... Well, A, so I can do that, but B, it's because this line is going to have plastic plus the coils. Everything is productive here. Plastic plus coils. The silicon wafers will be on their own. This will meet up with silicon nitride. And go in there. Ooh. I may want to use loaders. Which complicates things a lot. For now, we'll rely on the thingies. Whoops. Well, okay then. You're just copper and gold, so that's easy enough. You... are going here on that line. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense to me! And I think that's it. How many... yeah. I just want to add in a couple beacons. Not for the other stuff, but for this. Specifically this. Well, alright. I don't think I want to bring in the sulfuric acid. Yeah, that's the only other thing is I would like to make that here because I have a dedicated build for it. Yeah, that's a few beacons worth of action. Funny that 100 plus 71 is less than 240. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, that's a number that is less than 240, which is how much this makes. Okay. It shall begin. Yes, this is at modules 3. So you are, in fact, copper. You are, in fact, gold. You meet up together. And make glorious gold contacts for me. You are tinned coils. Excellent. Tinned coils. There you go. Enjoy the tinned coils. You there. You are solder coils. Huzzah. Glorious solder coils. This solder coils shares a line. So I will do this. Wow. That's a tick rate. you. You are monosilicon. Yep, need you. Actually need you above because of all that stuff there. Alright, monosilicon, you're good to go. Plastic, I do need plastic. Coming in this way. Plastic I have as this line reserved. Yes, plastic. You're not making the stuff. Why? Because this needs to be within range. Duh. We need an initial supply of charcoal. Okay, this was ruby. We need to adjust this from ruby. And those are all the boards. And then a sulfuric acid that doesn't need to be here anymore. Okay, what do I need? Silicon nitride, gilded wire. Okay. You can be our gilded wire at modules 3. Really? And then I need silicon nitride. But this next 4 is reserved as the boards, so you are our silicon nitride. Whoops. There you go. Enjoy the silicon nitride. I don't know why there's no gilded coils. It's just because there's only one locomotive, and it has a few trips to make there. It's on its way. You are on your way. And then this can be the emerald at modules 3. Topaz. And, in fact, diamond. Let's see, where are those again? Emerald. Topaz. And diamond. I have not added any of these onto the network yet. I have the thingies for them, though. Where was that again? Hold on, where was that build? I've already forgotten. Where was that build? Here. Here. The only thing I haven't done is actually physically add trains. Okay. Well, that's actually a very, very easy fix. So, all we need to do is just put some sort of an arbitrary limit for the production. You are Emerald, SD, full cargo certification, go. Topaz, SD, full cargo circuit condition, go. Diamond, supply depot, full cargo circuit condition, go. Alright, and then these... Why are you not leaving? Hello? Leave? Leave? Thanks. And then these four. So you are the PP bees. You are the ECP bees. You are the EP bees. And you are the SP bees. Speed. Efficiency. Processor. Pollution cleaning? Pollution cleaning, yep. And productivity. Productivity. Okay, y'all. Why, hello, Ollie. There's my boy. You are speed, 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 glorious speed. Thank you, Ollie, for the musical interlude. Speed plus efficiency down there. Let's get efficiency going. Efficiency is used in many places. Many places. And it needs to be combined with productivity as well. But with speed plus blah, we need efficiency here. After the modules are all filled into all the old builds, what's left? Yeah, yellow science, alien science, space science. We need alien science. All of them, actually. Mill science as well. Yeah, there's a few things. We're done raw crystals. Yeah. There's still a fair bit. There's the batteries, the logistics bot upgrades, roboport upgrades, all the stuff for the spaceship needs to happen as well. Uranium has to happen for RTGs, for satellites and such, so there's still a fair bit left. I am going to have setups that give me an amount of alien science. I don't know how much. We will have access to level 8 modules. Thank you, Ollie, again. We will have access to level 8 modules. The problem with the alien science is that 0 steps, I think maybe with the key exception of the final step actually making the science itself, takes productivity. Please, please, please. You are not productive? Excuse me? That's a bug. That is an oversight. That is a bug. That is not intended. I guarantee it. If that is intended, well, things are gonna change. Ahem. There is no reason that these science packs do not take productivity. They do give 10. They give 10 per artifact. They do give 10 per artifact, but it's 25 smalls. It's 25 smalls per artifact. So there's that to consider. Okay, so then we have the one here, which, oh gosh, I shouldn't have done that there. But yeah, this guy gets replaced with that. And then we have the pollution cleaning, which, as I've mentioned before, exists exclusively with the productivity one. It doesn't really matter who goes where, right, between these two. There's efficiency, productivity, but efficiency is also used with speed here, and since neither of these are used in that way, this will go in here. And then what I'll have is I'll have an efficiency that goes in by itself here. Ta-da! And then you coming down. Will be exactly like that. Why can I not shift C? Shift C. Shift C. Fine. There you go. The ta-da, da-da-da-da. How many squares are involved in the production of modules? One for, like, if you want to go all the way to meat, we've got one for meat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 tiles of my base. Or modules, apparently. Whoopsies. Well, that's the polished diamonds. There is one more here that is the emerald and the topaz. Whoopsies. Okay, emerald and topaz. Emerald, topaz. There you go. It's not going to move immediately because Now, I need some of these. And some of these. And a few hundred of those. And a few hundred of those. And a few hundred of those. There go the bots doing their thing. And I now have level 8 modules. Just that easy. Quote unquote around quotes around easy. But yeah. My belt Getty appears to be working. These are going to, of course, have a bunch of siphoning, which I'm gonna limit to just a couple stacks. I don't need that many of the level 6s in the grand scheme. They're not really used yet. Anyway, I mean, all of it, of these are not really used yet. But the level 8 modules for productivity, yeah, those are definitely useful. I'll take a few hundred of those. I'll take a couple hundred of those. I don't really care about the efficiency. That can go away. Those and those can die. Those can die. Ah, yes. Everything just works. It just works. It's great. And now, of course, I have level 8 modules. Which means we now have even more productivity. Oh, joy. More production, more speed. Fewer beacons sometimes. That's what this actually means in terms of speed. We're going to run into these types of limits. Ahem. Barring the addition of additional mods. Yeah, there's a lot of squares. There's meat, there's splinter production through the small biter array, there's calcium carbonate production that is used as part of this. There's the biters for the shards, the biters for the crystals, all the raw splinters, crystal shards. There's the processing of those splinters, crystals, and shards into the various boards. Circuit board, what is it? It's circuit board, logic board, and processor boards, all in each individual separate factory. And then there's the level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Oh, yeah, and then gems. And then gems, so it's actually 12. Gems is part of this, although they get used for some other things as well. They're still part of it. Oh, joy. Oh, bliss. Yeah. And then if you include the wood for the gems as well, it's 13 squares. If you include the dedicated wood that I made to do the gems, it's even more. But yeah, I didn't think it would be this quick to get into all this. I'm out of coffee. This is a sad state of affairs. I'll need cut gems, not polished gems. for the alien stuff, which is perhaps the most unfortunate thing. It's like, oh yeah, we're not going to use polished, we're going to use cut. Great. A separate item entirely. Yes, wood for gems. I needed a lot of wood for gems. Where are my gems again? Here. I needed wood for gems because you need wood pellets, and I decided that I was going to get my cellulose out of wood rather than out of green algae. Uh, I just thought it would be a little bit easier that way. Uh, Now that I have modules, maybe not, because wood is a small amount of iron in the grand scheme. I could get it out of absolutely nothing in a relatively small scale. I could do all of this in a relatively small scale now that I have the level 8 beacon, the level 8 modules, and tons of level 2 beacons available. It's yeah, things need to be updated going forward. All of a sudden, literally everything in my base is outdated. The entire base is outdated now that I have 40% productivity modules. And yeah, 160% speed modules. Okay, and then we're gonna get limited by efficiency boards in our production here. So yeah, that's a thing as well. So now what? We have level 8 modules. The next logical thing is starting work towards getting into yellow science, but I think we're gonna take a moment here to just appreciate the power of productivity. Yes, literally everything needs to be completely redone from scratch. Do I also use the normal productivity and speed? No. I just use the pure ones. I have no reason to use the standards. Zero reason whatsoever. Uh, Although I think the level 8s are equivalent. Yeah, so a standard speed module will increase energy consumption by 80%. A standard productivity would increase energy consumption by 80%, as well as pollution by 120. I could use efficiency. Which reduces energy consumption by 80%. All you need is one. Because the game caps it at 80. You can't go any more than 80. Negative 80. That would reduce power draw a bit. The fun part is efficiencying beacons, although I don't think they become efficient magically. I have these locomotives right now. These are the ones that I'm using. They have a 432 kilometer an hour speed. What did I just say that was wrong? The efficiency, the power can hit negative 80%, and it cannot go beyond that. It does. I did not say anything about the normal modules. I am saying with the pure modules, one is fine. One efficiency module is fine with the pure modules. With regular modules, yeah, They add a whole F ton of extra energy consumption that has to get offset additively. But pure modules, I use those. I'm never going to have in my mind that buildings will use more power by virtue of having modules in them, because I will always use these that don't have a power increase on them. Now, the Angels versions of locomotives, the Crawler at Mark III goes 469 kilometers an hour, which is ever so slightly faster than the regular locomotive Mark III. The Smelting locomotive is 405, which is lower. And the Petrochem is also 405, which is lower than this Mark III. 432, 1.2, and 2000. 469, 1.25, and over 4,000 weight. I don't know how the weight mechanic works with this. And, like, what even in the world is a tender, and how does that work? Because that's, like, another locomotive. But anyway. Yeah, there's some buildings in particular that use a lot of power that can make good use of efficiency modules. Which is why it's generally good to have at least the one level 8 inside of various things. In particular, electrolyzers, which use almost half a megawatt each, just for existing. But, yeah. Ba, 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 ba. That is very satisfying, because now our blue circuits have a productivity of 240%, which is a 3.4 multiplier. Yeah. So instead of getting 1, we get 3.4 every cycle for the same amount of input. And that's how I will choose to look at a lot of this, is reducing input rather than increasing output. And ultimately that feeds all the way down to sludge, which means that the sludge will not operate as often, which means that the base will use a bit less power. Now, I've already mentioned / planned out this stuff for yellow science. As mentioned, yellow science will need lithium-ion batteries. I think my plan is that I am going to make lithium-ion batteries separately in a completely separate factory. I can now plan everything around the concept of having level 8 pure productivity modules across the board in absolutely everything that I ever do. So this is gonna need just a little refactoring. Just a smidge. As I look at all this, why am I even bothering looking at the modules in these, like, speed in particular? Like, there's no point for me to put into Hellmod any speed modules whatsoever, because it's all going to be beaconed, and I don't use this for beacons. So, this factory is going to use a cobalt, a fraction of a titanium, a fraction of sulfuric acid, quite a bit of plastic, and charcoal, which gets me to plastic. I didn't actually mention this. This is a thing that I forgot. I did entity reduction on plastic, I think. Yeah. I did entity reduction strats for plastic. Right here. Right here, using plastic 1 recipe. This is a self-contained zero-input system. Well, not really zero input. It needs silver and aluminium ore to make the plastic, because there is a catalyst reaction here, right here, to do synthesis gas. Right. So, this plastic is a little bit different from previously. Previously, my plastic was doing, like, petrochemical processing and steam cracking and all that wonderful stuff. What was it? It was green algae into cellulose fiber into methanol. That was then being cracked into propene from methanol. This exact recipe here. Originating all of its methanol from cellulose fiber from from green algae. It's not doing that anymore. No. It's making a bit. It's actually not 132. It's less than, little under 90-ish, about 90-ish. Where is that? Here. Or no, it's supposed to be 45. A little bit more than that. It's just a little bit more than that. It could be even more than that if I had any of my level 8 productivity modules with me. But no. So this methanol is coming out of synthesis gas, because there is a synthesis gas CO2 into methanol recipe that exists. It needs the green metal catalyst, but I've never really cared about the green metal catalyst, to be completely honest. It's not been a concern for me thus far. It's just processing as fast as the building here can move. Great, that's wonderful. Synthesis gas is an interesting prospect because it can be made directly out of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. Or as much as you can throw in there. Well, how do you get carbon monoxide? It's carbon and water. And carbon is charcoal. And charcoal is green algae. Productively. Very productively. So I was intrigued by this process and went and did it. And I think it turned out okay. I think it turned out okay. I like it quite a lot. How much more am I getting now of the plastic than I was previously? I think at least a factor of 4 times as much plastic out of this little bit than the entire square of infrastructure previously. Just a minor difference there in the overall output. Like, the entire infrastructure in here was just filled to the brim and making, like, I don't know, 10 It was making like on the order of 10 plastic. I don't really remember too well. It could have been more than that, but you know, it's making over like 80 at the moment. It's it's not making 90 for the full belt, but it's more than half that belt. So it's definitely over 45. I know that for sure. For certain. So, you know, better. Better, better, better. Now, yeah, I need to think of this guy again, potentially, for the thingy. None of this part is productive, so the only changes that would happen here is fewer beacons because of level 8 modules, which, yeah, saves some power, but not really that much performance because beacons don't use much performance. They are a static entity, unlike the actual buildings. So I'm not as concerned about my build for the sludge as I am about everything else that takes productivity, in particular the metals themselves, and the processing of the sludge into the ores, because the Angel's ores in the crystallizers take productivity modules, 2 of them. Well, when each one is now 40%, that brings them up to plus 80 productivity versus plus 50. And then the actual metal ores can have 3 level 8 modules as opposed to 3 level 5s. That's 120% versus 75. So another pretty massive gain there on the ore out on these. And then, of course, none of the intermediary steps in Angel's smelting take productivity, but the end does. The final end product does across the board of plates. In this case, with Invar plates, we've got casting machine 4s, which have 3 module slots. Again, bringing us to a plus 120 versus a plus 75 with level 8 modules. Is there a casting machine 5? No. That sucks. Strand casting in and of itself does not take productivity, but uncoiling the strand casted stuff takes productivity, such as down here with copper coils. The green buildings, rather than having 5 module slots, will have 6, and then that'll be 6 times 40 productivity. And then uncoiling using the even smaller buildings, again, is 6 times 40 productivity. And strand casting, you have the option of using coolant or not using coolant. With strand casting, if you use coolant, you get more output. But I don't have any intention of ever doing the coolant in this particular playthrough. In fact, I don't really see the point to doing coolant at all. In any circumstance whatsoever. It simply adds too much complexity for too little gain. You don't get enough extra for going through all the coolant and all the cooling towers and recooling and adding in base mineral oil, like you're essentially having to spend base mineral oil for a little bit more stuff. And you've got to make sure that all those cooling towers are operating fast enough. You have to deal with the steam outputs from all of that, have clarifying done of the purified water that you get from cooling steam to water. It's just a lot of logistics. Yeah, it doubles the speed, but if you're dealing with speed modules, level 8 speed modules and beacons, like there's no difference anymore. Like, oh yeah, I can use one one building plus 4 or 5 cooling towers every time. Like either way, I'm going to have one strand casting machine, right? At the very end, it's just a few more beacons. Who cares? It's a few more beacons. Do those Does that extra power from those beacons outweigh the power that it takes to make the input mineral oil? I don't know. I'm not going to do the math. I'm sure it does, but is it worth going through that effort? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. We can look at it, make a comparison. So if I were to do coolant, actually, Helmod doesn't really like coolant all that much. If I were to look at 60, just as a point of reference, and set this to matrix solver, I need you to exist. This is product coolant at 25, so I need that. And I need an input of the base mineral oil coolant. That building, please. Yeah, so Helmod does not like coolant, just in general. I mean, space isn't really an issue, because you see what it's doing here. It's trying to use the full 600. It's not reprocessing this 600 even with the matrix solver, and I don't really get why. I don't understand what there's something missing. What's missing? Used coolant to coolant. I don't see a state. I have a filtration. I have the filtration. I have all 5 of these recipes. I actually I have ceramic filter from the 50C to 25. Yeah, I know there is a loss. I know. I'm trying to have Helmod tell me how much more I need through the base mineral oil recipe. Like, I'm trying to have it tell me what the input of base mineral oil is into this looped system. I have all of the recipes that are necessary, except that it is refusing to use this coolant to fill the gap. Ah, God. Why? And for whatever reason, Helmod has been like this for a bit. It used to be able to do it. That's the weird part. Helmod used to work with this system, but then it changed and it died. And then it died. It died as is. So it looks like I need a 150 coolant in extra or something. I don't know. What what do I need? What do I need? So no, I lose 150 when I go down to regular coolant. So from this, but that's not accurate. 120 is the actual amount extra that I would need in the end. Which this recipe is 20 per 100. So 25 base mineral oil-ish. Well, oh, maybe it's dying because I don't have a source of the base mineral oil? I don't know. $240. Huh? What, 24? Okay, 24 base mineral oil. Well, alright then. That's not much, actually. But still, we're going from this. We're going from this, needing one entity, to this, which now instead of needing one entity, needs 1, 2, 3, 4 to deal with the steam, 5 to deal with the pure water, 6 to do filtration, 7 to clean the ceramic filter, 8 to get the extra coolant in, all of it needing to be beaconed to keep up with the system at one entity each. Like, are you seeing the problem there? Why I don't really care as much to do the coolant? Because I can beacon this to need one strand casting machine. And I don't need coolant at all. If I use coolant, I then still have one strand casting machine plus 4 cooling towers, a clarifier, a filtration unit with ceramic filters processing between it and a assembling machine, with a hydro plant feeding it pure water for the ceramic filters, and a clarifier for the hydro plant to clarify the saline water, and water in through another water well, and a chemical plant that also needs water, and it needs base mineral oil, and the infrastructure to make the base mineral oil. So all of that stuff to do what? In Sea Block, what does all that do? what does all that do? Ever so slightly reduce the amount of mineral sludge required. I'm gonna pass. Like, even if you use the pure water from the cooled steam, still not useful. Still not enough of a change, of a difference. I mean, all that it saves is a minor amount of sludge. Woohoo. Woohoo! A very small amount of sludge to do all of this extra effort to get to the coil product across all the things that have coil products. Not everything has a coil recipe either. Like all those alloy metals, they don't all have coil recipes to begin with. Yeah, it's just not worth it. I've looked at it and just decided, you know what, this is too much work. This is too much work. I mean, let's also think about this in light of the nerfed versions of the modules in a standard Sea Block playthrough with circuit processing, where the modules scale from level 0 to level 3 and have significantly reduced impacts. You don't have the pure modules at all. Is it still worth it? Well, no, because again, everything ultimately goes back to just water slash mineral sludge. And are you really saving that much mineral sludge by doing the coolant process on the sheet coils versus not? I'm gonna say no, it's not gonna be worth the extra effort the vast majority of the time. There's a time penalty that you're paying for doing all of that. That's just not worth it. Like, why spend the time setting up a coolant process when you could be spending it making a science? Not just going and playing the game, beating the game. And that's like the inherent thing about Sea Block is once you have a build, you have the build from nothing. You can just copy paste the build infinitely for however much metal you want. Like, I've got this copper plates here. This copper plates is giving me not 60, but 30 sheet coils. 30 sheet coils out of this square right now. Worth of copper plates, which when I have all of the level 8 modules for them, ooh, boy, that's a lot of plates. If I need more, copy, paste. Right there. There's no inputs in this system. I just have infinite copper anywhere. At a cost of power. Small amount of power. Woohoo. It's... yeah. These are the things to keep in mind with a Sea Block in particular. That there is no limited resource. Not really. Not even space is a limited resource. There is nothing limited here. Like, this is a massive landmass that I have built for myself. Oh yeah, my new landfill production looks a little bit like that. But anyway, yes, this is 5 minutes past the hour, and it is time to end off the stream here. We have gotten our level 8 modules today. When we next meet, we are going to be moving on to yellow science, towards yellow science, by getting into the batteries. We have to get batteries, lithium ions, and ideally also the science at that point. A lot of byproducts to have to deal with, again, for yellow science that we shall deal with at that time. With that, folks, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Shibud. If you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social stuff below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting that great big blue join button, as well as supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushibud if you're so inclined and able. I, of course, will be streaming tomorrow with more of the Planet Coaster campaign, and I shall return with more of the Factorio Sea Block playthrough on Thursday. I hope to see you all on the next one.